We are all working in one company. Which company? Boom company. Which company? Boom. And then we are developing a application called what pay? Boom pay. Not phone pay. Similarly like boom pay. Okay. So let's use boom pay application for our entire course. Okay. So okay, who is the owner of this application? Myself. So what I need to do is I need to set up the application. What I need to set up? I need to set up the application called boom pay. And who is my customer? You're all my customers. Assume that we have our customers using the boom pay application. Like phone pay, we have boom pay, which is used very vastly. So I have a lot of customers. Assume my offline people are my customers, and my online people are my team members. Assume that. Okay, now. So what we do is, my developers has developed this application, and let's take an example of a developer. Who is our developer? Give me one name. Roxy. Okay, you. Okay, so let's take not the Roxy. Dinesh is saying Roxy, but I'll take Dinesh only. Okay, I'll take Dinesh. Who is Dinesh? Dinesh is developer. Who is Dinesh? Developer. Okay, so we also have another guy who is operations guy. Who is operations guy? Who is Mahesh? Oh, Mahesh, you're here. Good to see you. Okay, so assume that we have here Mahesh. Mahesh. Who is Mahesh? He's a operations guy. Okay, and then who is the poor guy here? Myself, manager. Yeah, sir. So here I'm the manager who is managing these two people. These two people. Okay, Dinesh. Okay, so Dinesh, no, I didn't see Dinesh, but I'll put like this. Oh, Dinesh looks like in sun. Huh? Okay, Mahesh. Okay. Smiley guy. Why one side smiling? Let's put nice smile. Okay. Okay. So I think Dinesh is like a sarcastic smiling. Okay, fine. So we have Dinesh. Okay, good. So we have our Dinesh and then Mahesh. Oh, nice name, Dinesh, Mahesh. Okay, so we have here our manager, poor guy. Riyaz. Okay, myself, manager. And you're all my customers. Yes, sir. Hidden talent. I mean, so the good thing about this batch is everyone, we know each other, right? We crack jokes and then everyone is doing great job. Okay, good. So here, this is a developer team. What is it, Nina? This is a developer team. And this is what team here? Operations team. Okay, now what this developer, Dinesh is a developer who has developed a nice application called BoomPay. Like how we have PhonePay, we have BoomPay. So he has developed the application, and that application is given to whom? Mahesh. Whom, Nana? Mahesh. What Mahesh did? What Mahesh did? Deploy. What Mahesh did? Deploy. So what he did, he has set up a server. He has set up a server, Nana, and what he did, Nana, he deployed the application. So what the application here is? Our BoomPay application. Good. And who is Akhil? Not BoomPay, it is BoomPay. Okay. So here we have the customers, and customers are using how you are scanning and paying all your daily things. So similarly, BoomPay they are using, and then they're paying for all kind of everyday daily life. Okay. Everyone are using this BoomPay application. Super hit. Excellent. And all of a sudden, one of my customer, assume one customer here, let's say Akhil called me and said that, sir, looks like BoomPay is not working. Akhil, like people, there are so many customers out there. All of a sudden, BoomPay is not working. Whenever you're opening that application, BoomPay, it is not opening up. It is crashing. So immediately I got to know. Who will get to know first? Manager. So myself will get to know that BoomPay is not working. Can you tell me what is my first thing that I need to do? To whom I'll contact? Do I need to contact Dinesh or Mahesh? Tell me, everyone. Obviously, first I need to talk to whom? Mahesh, operation team, because this is the guy who has deployed the application into the server. So I called Mahesh and said, Mahesh, looks like our BoomPay application is not working. Please check. What he do? He has logged into that machine and checked the machine is perfectly working and everything is good. Looks like he's telling there is something wrong with the application. There's something wrong with the application. So he called me and said, sir, there is something wrong with the application. Now tell me to whom I'll contact now. Dinesh, developer. Then I go to the running to Dinesh and said, Dinesh. So I called Mahesh. Mahesh is telling there's something problem with the application. Now tell me, as a Dinesh, he's a developer. Is he interested to log into the server? Tell me honestly, yes or no. Answer is no. He's not at all interested to log into or access our server because he's a developer. And Dinesh is having the laptop or not? Dinesh is having the laptop and BoomPay application is working in his laptop. And I told you in our basics, in our few days before, I told you that they use one powerful word. It's working in my laptop. They'll use the powerful word called it's working in my laptop. So Dinesh will say that, hey, whatever the code that I have given to you, the same code I'm running in my laptop, it is working. It is not working in your server. You go better and check in your server. My application is working fine. So what Mahesh will do? Mahesh will scratch his head and then he will directly go to the server and then again he'll check. Server side, everything is good. Application not working. So Mahesh will talk about whom? Dinesh. And when I go to Dinesh, Dinesh will redirect to Mahesh. And who is doing the jogging here? Manager. Myself. Poor guy. So poor guy is a guy. Myself. I'm just doing the jogging from between developer team and then operations team. Whenever I go to Dinesh, he's redirecting to Mahesh. Whenever I go to Mahesh, he's redirecting to Dinesh. Tell me what should I do? Tell me, think that you are in that position, manager position. Tell me what will you do? Will you tell these two people to come to my room? That is technical. Tell guys. Tell. I want your brains to think and then tell. If you are in that situation, you don't know about anything. Simply, this is the reason here. So Dinesh, Mahesh, developer operations guys are there, and you are the one who's running here and there. Whenever Dinesh, you talk to Dinesh, he's talking about Mahesh. Whenever go to Mahesh, and Mahesh is talking about Dinesh. What game will start here? Blame game. What game? Blame game. Nice game, no? Sir. Right? So nice game will start. When they are blaming with each other, the main blame is happening on the manager. By whom? Customer will call this manager and then boom. Yes or no? Bang it. Yes or no? So customer will start calling the manager and say that please do something. Everything, my business is getting collapsed because your application is not working. So whenever the customer is hitting me, you tell me now to whom I need to hit. Will Dinesh will accept? Will Mahesh will accept? Then I will be keeping on hitting by my customer, and I cannot tell anything to my team members here, even though I'm the manager. You see the gray area now? You see the gray area? Gray area meaning where you are helpless here. Where you are helpless because Dinesh is very good in the development. Whereas Mahesh is also very good in the operation side. But Dinesh doesn't know operations and Mahesh doesn't know how the application works. So what I need to do, I will say that, hey Dinesh, please talk to Mahesh. Hey Mahesh, please talk to Dinesh, and please collaborate. What I say, please collaborate. Obviously, no. And then when I say collaborate, Dinesh is saying that Mahesh, no sir, I don't talk to him. When I go to Mahesh, Mahesh, please go and talk to Dinesh. Dinesh, I will not talk, sir. You go and talk if you want. Please don't tell like that, sir. And then Dinesh has become serious and said, Dinesh said, sir, what is my job? To develop the application. What I'm doing, sir? I'm developing the application. That is. And Mahesh also will say, sir, what is my job? Deploying the application. I'm doing my job, sir. Please don't involve me to the application side. And then Dinesh will say, don't involve me onto the server side. For that reason, I need to scream and shout very loudly that I need one person who should know both the things. And that hero is DevOps. That hero is who? DevOps. So let us break the wall. And this is the guy who comes here and break the wall between these two people. So DevOps meaning development plus operations will become as DevOps. You got it? You got it now? New people? Fantastic. Okay, now I have introduced what the DevOps. And I told you what was there before DevOps in our previous classes. I'm not going to all these things again. Let's move forward. So now, what this DevOps will do now? Actually, initially what we had on-premises or not? Data center. What we have here? On-premises, we have our data center. All these DevOps people, what they're doing is, all these Mahesh people, operations guy, they're setting up all the servers here, and Dinesh, developers also developing the application in my data center or not. So all these DevOps people, what they are doing is, they are connecting to my on-premises and they're doing the deployments. Yes or no? They're doing the deployments. Now, in future, do we have on-premises anymore? In future, do we have any on-premises anymore? No. All these on-premises are moving to where? Cloud. Which cloud? AWS cloud. Which cloud are here? AWS cloud. Now, instead of doing this DevOps in on-premises, the same job, they are doing it on AWS. And that's the reason they call it as AWS DevOps engineers. You get an idea? Whom we call it as AWS DevOps engineers? Because instead of you doing in your on-premises, now you're doing all the DevOps work in AWS, and people will call it as your AWS DevOps engineer. Whom we call it as only DevOps engineer? Those are working on premises native tools. Like he doesn't know EC2, he doesn't know S3, he doesn't know AWS, he doesn't know anything. He knows only Jenkins. You know only Jenkins, so Maven, all these tools. He is setting up on the physical servers or virtual machines in on-premises. Now, do we have any on-premises anymore, Nana? For that reason, so on-premises will be there, but our customers are using on-premises infrastructure. No, they are not using the on-premises infrastructure. Why? Because they need to maintain, manage, they need to do everything by themselves. Is it easy to handle a data center? Remember AWS first topic. For that reason, entire infrastructure is managed by whom? AWS. AWS will be managing the infrastructure, and we as a DevOps people, we will be launching EC2 instance, so-called virtual machine in AWS, and then we'll be deploying our tools inside the AWS. And whatever the infrastructure that deployments that you're doing in AWS through DevOps, we call it as AWS DevOps engineer. Okay, so now sir, there are people. Dinesh is asking, sir, DevOps with AWS engineer or AWS DevOps engineer? Guys, names are same. If you're calling as AWS DevOps, AWS engineer is also same. AWS DevOps engineer, anything is same. Designations are subjective. That meaning every company have their own designations. Don't stick with the designation at all. Okay, online, got it, Nana? Is it clear here, everyone? CC, please. And those who have not turned out yesterday into the class, those who have not attended my yesterday's class, you all should say thank you to my existing people, because yesterday I didn't cover any topic, because yesterday I was talking about the basics. Yesterday there is no preparation. I just directly came in and start telling about some topic, right? So new people, you should say thank you to my old people here, right? So they waited for you yesterday. Yeah, good, fantastic. Okay, Nana. So now you know what is this DevOps here, and you want to know what DevOps engineer do? You want to know what exactly DevOps engineer do? Yes or no? So let's go here and learn what exactly the DevOps engineer will do today. So guys, okay, Tamim is asking here, we deploy app in EC2, then how we use DevOps engineer. Let's go slowly. So let me complete the topic and then I'll take all your questions. Okay, listen carefully. I will be giving the entire DevOps picture, including tools, in this paint today. Okay, let's see the magic. Those who don't know anything about DevOps and AWS also, they can understand this class. Please listen carefully. Okay, now, so here, what is the application that we are developing? BoomPay. Who will develop the application? Excellent. Online, put in the chat. Who will develop the application? Developer. Who will develop the application? Developer. Question is, does only one developer will develop or multiple developers? Multiple developers. So I call it as multiple developers. So how many developers will take, for example? Let's say 3 developers. Why only 3? No space. I don't have space here. So I call it as Dev 1, Dev 2, Dev 3. Okay. As you already told that entire development will be not done by only one single developer, and the work will be distributed. Yes or no? Only one person will do single RP? No. So multiple developers will be there. Then a project meaning here, a group of modules. Yes or no? Now let's say BoomPay. You tell me in PhonePe what are the things that we have? Tell me first. Payments. I call it as B payments. What payments? B meaning? Payments. Next. Bills. B bills. B recharge. I think this Ambani will come and talk to me now. B tickets. Okay. B insurance. Etc. Etc. Okay. So these all. Now tell me here. All these things will be developed only one developer or multiple developers. So can I call payments is one module and bills are another module? So can I call module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4 like this? Yes. So assume that here developer is developing which module? M1. M1 meaning what? Module 1. This one is M2. This one is M3. So these three are my developers here. Jaya and you, Moiz, Imran. Okay. So I have my 3 developers here. Jaya, Moiz, and Imran. Okay. So they started developing. Where do they develop? In their laptops only? Agree, everyone? Let's take layman language only. Let's not, guys, you think like in now what I'm teaching, you just think that. Don't overthink and think about something else. No. Whatever I'm just telling, just listen carefully. Now, all the topics will come automatically. So now we have developer 1. He develops or she develops a module in her or his laptop. Will she or will the developer 1 will develop in 1 day, 2 days, or many days? It will take how much time? Many days, right? Okay. So developer 1 has developer for 1 month, developer 2 another month, developer 3. So total assume 3 months. How many months? 3 months development happened. And every code is stored where? In the laptop. Assume that they are storing in the laptop. Jaya, she has developed for 1 month and thinking that I need to show this code to my researcher, right? I need to show this code in the researcher, and then he will set up in the project. So she has coded 1 month. So when she's coming to office on the second month, first day, she came to me, sir, I'm very happy that I have completed this module 1. Okay, ma, let's please show. And when she opened her laptop, dang, laptop crashed. Laptop, what is your feeling? Tell me, what is your feeling? What is your feeling? Yes. You understand? Right? So, yeah, last day in the company. So the thing is, wet clock on the face. Okay, why me? Yes or no? See, you try to test that scenario. You need to test the scenario. Then only you'll understand the power of DevOps. Test that scenario. So when you are not Jaya, you are the one who is developer here, who developed for 1 month, and whenever you want to show, and whenever you open the laptop crash, all your code is gone. 1 month development time wasted. Jaya efforts also wasted. And then what she will tell to me? She will say simply, sorry sir, please give me one more month time. My customer will wait. My customer will wait. Right? So now here, Dev 2, right? Developer 2 also, same thing. Developer 3 assumed also. Now the question here is, sir, please fire me, self-suicide. Right? So here, developers, you tell me, is it recommended to store the code in your laptops? Is it recommended, or it is recommended to store the code in your laptops? Answer is no. What you do then? You need to store this in another place. Which place? Another place. Another place meaning except your laptop. I don't want it in my laptop. Except in my laptop, I want to store it in some other place. Which place is the question? In local, remote. See, local, remote. Local meaning your laptop is local. So remote meaning somewhere another server. Somewhere another server. Now question here is. So now this developer 1, developer 2, developer 3, they want to store all the codes remotely in one place. Yes or no? Remotely in one place. So what they have asked is, they will ask the operations guy Mahesh. They have asked the operation guy Mahesh. Mahesh, please set up one remote server so that we will store everything into that server. So what they do is, Mahesh has set up one server. Mahesh has set up one server, and then all the code they are storing here. And these 3 people are happy now. Everyone say happy or not? These 3 people happy. Who is maintaining this server? Remote server? Mahesh. On very one fine day, Mahesh came to office. And then got to know that the remote server is crashed. Now developer problem or Mahesh problem? Developers are relaxed now. But here, who is the most affected person? Manager, myself. Because if something is happening in the team here also, I cannot afford, right? So for that reason here, is it good to put it into one server? Okay, just in case if this server goes down, what I need to have? I need to have a backups. What I need to have? Here we call it as versions. Here what we call versions. What we call here? Say that everyone. Online, put it in chat. Instead of calling backups, what we call here? Versions. So Mahesh need to manage the versions or not? So what he need to do every day, whenever developer 1 has put the code into the remote server, listen carefully, and Mahesh need to take as a backup and keep it every day. But is it developer 1 today? He will store the code here today in 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Will Mahesh be available every day, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and take the backup? Is it possible for him to manually take the versions? Is it possible for Mahesh to take the manually backups every day? How does Mahesh knows when developer will put the code? For that reason, we need to have one tool or not. That tool is called Git. What is that here? Say that Git. So Git is a version control system. What is that? Version control system. Git is a tool which is a version control system where what he'll do here? He will install what here? Git here. What he'll install? Git here. And in Git, what they need to create is they need to create a repository. What they need to create? Repositories. Online, what they need to create? Repositories. So they will create the repositories here. And all these developers, they will store the code in the repository or not. And this tell me, this Git and repository is managed by whom? Mahesh. Managed by whom? So he has installed the Git tool inside this server. This is server. Good. Mahesh no need to take the backups now. But he need to take care of the server or not? Just in case if server goes down. Everything is gone or not? For that reason, is it good that Mahesh maintain the server? For that reason, what he's doing is, he's putting right, he's telling that I don't want to manage the Git in the server. I don't want to manage the Git into the server. I want someone to manage the Git. For that reason, we got GitHub. What we got? GitHub. GitHub is completely serverless. It is cloud-based. What's that here? Cloud-based. Now you tell me, will you use GitHub? Got a conclusion now? So Git is a tool, is a software, and you will be connecting to the GitHub through Git commands, and then you will be using the GitHub. You're getting it? Now tell me, should we use GitHub? GitHub. You understand the difference between Git? Will you manage the Git by yourself or use cloud-based Git? If someone asks in interview, which is the cloud-based repository that you have used? GitHub. Clear? That's fantastic. So then here, so GitHub is a cloud-based repository that we are using to store what? Code. To store what here? Code. So can I call it as this is central repository? What is this called? Central repository. So here, the central repository can be your Git, can be your GitHub, or can be your GitLab, can be your Bitbucket. There are so many tools that are available in the market. But inside this, which one we are using here? GitHub. Which one you are using here? GitHub. So where are you storing your code? Inside the GitHub. Say that where are you storing your code? GitHub. Who will store the code? You are developers. And what this developer 1 will do is they will code morning to evening. Java, integer, ABC, blah, 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 if condition, all these things they will code. At end of the day, what they do? Whatever the code they have, they will push. What is the code I'm using here? Push. Developer 1 will push what code? M1 code. Developer 2 will push M2 code. Developer 3 will push M3 code. So will they keep the code? Will they keep the code in their laptops? No. What they do? They will push the code to repository. Use the word. Please push the code to repository. We will talk. Just give me some time, Dinesh. Okay. So what is the word I'm using here? push here, push here, push. Developer when pushing the code. And what you need to do? Push the code and then rub your hands. Amma, done. Yes or no? The code is not in my laptop. My code is in repository. So what you need to do? You need to commit or not? What do you need to do? You need to commit. Yes or no? So what I need to do here and here? Commit. What I need to do? Commit. Yeah. So what I need to do here? Commit. So everyone need to commit the code and then push it. Commit is nothing but you're just telling I'm done with changes. Simple as that. Commit me what now? I'm done with my changes. I'm done with my code. And finally, what do you do? Push. Push the code where? Repository. Where is the repository? GitHub. Where is the repository here? GitHub. Then at this GitHub we call it as SCM. Say that. SCM. What is SCM meaning? Source code management. Say that here. Source code management. Now this class is like this today. Remember in AWS I have given the overview of the services first. And how much that helped you? A lot, right? Similarly, by this end of this class, you will get the overview of all the tools. See, listen this. Okay, now, so what is this called? Source code management. Say that. So which is the source code management that you are using? GitHub. Which is source code management? GitHub. So will you use Git or GitHub? Will you manage the repository by yourself or will you use GitHub? GitHub. If you push managing the Git repository by yourself, you need to take care of your server, everything you need to manage by yourself. Nowadays, it's good that we manage it, but that is everyone moving to GitHub. So what is the difference with GitHub, GitLab, and all these things we are using? But GitHub is purely where you can store all your code, right? You have also called GitHub Actions where you can do something. But GitLab is like you can store your code, and also DevOps related actions can also be done in the GitLab. The pure one small difference between these two is what? GitHub is to store your code, GitLab store and then doing what activities? DevOps, like you can create pipelines and all also directly in GitHub. No need to have Jenkins. So directly you can use GitLab and do. But let's not worry about that. Here our concept is which one? GitHub. Okay, so fine. So in this central repository, what are the code it is storing? M1, M2, M3 code we are storing inside the repository. But I have one question for you. Now I have hired developer 4. Who? Developer 4. Developer 4 I have hired. New team member. This guy. What's his name? Sad. This guy. And now I have introduced the team. Hey Sad, this is my developer 1, developer 2, developer 3. So please develop which module? Module 4. In order to develop module 4, he need the information about module 1, module 2, module 3 also or not. Now tell me here, this developer 4 will go to developer 1 and say, hey, please, can you show me your code? Developer 2, please, can you give me your code? I don't give. Right? Understood? So is it good to ask the code individually to the developers? Assume now we have only 3 developers. In real time, we have 30 developers. In my team, we have more than 40 people developers. Is it good to go and ask a new developer code for each and every person? Where is the code stored? All code. Repository. So all these developers, what they push the code or not? And developer for what he need to pull the code. Push, pull, push, pull. Git is all about pushing, pulling. That's it. Major thing about the Git is what? Push, pull. Whenever you want, pull the code. And now developer for what he need to do now? He need to pull the code. So here, what they need to do? He need to pull the code. So he can pull also. He can also clone. What is what I'm using here? Clone. Clone is what now? Replicate. Clone is nothing but replicate. You can use pull also. You can use clone also. Fine. Is it clear? Developer 4 now pull the code. And whatever the code that you have in the central repository, everything got pulled by the developer 4 or not? Okay, now question for you. Now how many developers are there? 4 developers. 4 developers has developed the code. And they have pushed it. Now tell me, developer 4 has developed a new code. You tell me, without any knowledge, you tell me, yes or no. Can he directly push the code to my central repository? Normal, don't think anything, just think. Yes or no. Can he push directly to my central repository? Because M1, M2, M3 is a nice error-free code. Developer 4 is a fake guy, for example. And then instead of writing Java code, he has written Python code. Example, right? And then can he push the code directly to the central repository? If he push the code, M4 will come and everything will mix. And what will happen? Entire code will get gone or not? Everything will get corrupted or not? Yes or no? Is it good to push the code directly to the repository? In repository, so for that reason, what I need to do, we need to have the reviewing system in between or not? We need to have a approval system, review system or not? Okay, now tell me, is it good directly to work on this repository? Yes or no? Is it good to directly work on this main repository? Instead of calling main repository, I call it as master. Say that. What is it here called? Master, right? So here, what I do is here we have a concept called, so here we have master repository. We have here master. And here we have dev 1, right? And then dev 2, dev 3 people, okay? And then dev 4. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we have these 4 developers. Is it good directly to work on the master? Yes or no? Is it good directly to work on the master? Yes or no? Answer is no. For that reason, I will not be allowing to directly work on this code. For that reason, I'll tell, hey Babu, take the code, create, you have a concept called branch. Say that. Branches. Say that. Branches. What branch is this? Master branch. What branch is this? Is it good to work on master branch? This is just interview question. Main code will be there in the master branch. Clean code will be there in the master branch. Can anyone directly work on the master branch? No. So what you need to do? Tell me in this case. Create your own branch. Create your own branch. So now here, developer 1 create his own branch called, let's say, branch 1. And developer 2 will create his own branch 2. Like this, everyone create their own branch. And where they will work? They will work in their branch. So do you have any effect in my master branch? Tell me, is there any effect with the master branch? No. So what they do is they will get the code in the branch, and this developer will work on the which branch? Branch 1. And everyone will get the code in their own branch, and they will work on the branch. Okay. Now, so in this branch, they have written the code, they have updated the code, they worked. Now tell me, will they push the code directly here? Will they push the code directly? Instead of using push, I'm using what called merge. Already data is there here or not? Already code is there. 1,000 line code is there. And they have written some other 50 lines. And what they're doing, they are use a word. Say that word. Online, put it in the chat. What is the word? Merge. Say that. Merge. Say that. Merge. So will this branch one can directly merge with the master branch? Is it good? No. For that reason, we have something called in between manager or TL, team leader will be there saying that, and you need to create some, you need to ask for the approval. We call it as pull request. What is a pull request? PR request. What is it here? PR request. I'll be teaching deeper on this Git when we go to the Git topics, but I want to make you worry about what exactly the Git does. Right? So the code review will be happening here. Yes or no? This developer one will create a PR request. What is the PR meaning here? Pull request. Say that. PR request. PR meaning here. Pull request. So this developer will create a pull request and say, hey manager, I have done the changes for this code. Please review and approve. Please review and approve. And what the manager will do, Nana? Manager will review the code or not? Manager will review the code. And what he'll do? He will merge to master. If the team leader is Howla, code is gone. Yes or no? Team leader should be a team leader or not? He should know what is happening in the project or not? He should know the coding or not? Right? So if he's good, then only he can merge. By reviewing it, he will merge to the which branch? Master branch. Clear the branching concept? Understood everyone? Online cities, understood? We'll go deeper into this with practicals in coming days, but at least in few minutes, I have explained you what is Git and then what is branching strategy. So branching strategy, simple thing is, yeah. So we'll be using some commands to merge the code. So Nana, you can merge from this branch to master branch. Can you merge from this to this branch? Possible. Possible, Nana. So developer one, developer two codes are there. You both two codes are there. Can you merge your code and your code? Yes. Wherever you want to merge, you can merge it. What is the word that what is the command we're using here? Merge. Got this point? Is it? He'll create his own branch. Yes. Central repository. So where is the central repository? GitHub. There. This master branch will be here in the repository. But as I don't have space, I'm explaining here. Got enough? Okay, fine. So which one you want me to repeat? Tamim, just let me know. So I'm quickly repeating here. So any mechanism between branches and master link. So what is that mechanism between branches and master? So master is also a branch. Master is also a branch where the master meaning main branch. We can call it as main branch also. We can also call it as master branch where it has the latest code all the time. So whenever you're doing a new feature or whenever you're doing a new update or new code, so it is not good directly to work on the main branch. For that reason, what you do, you create your own branch. So whenever you create a one branch from master branch, so all the data, whatever is there in the master branch will be will come to your own branch. Let's say you have 1,000 lines code in your master branch. When you create a branch, what will happen? That 1,000 lines will come to your own branch and you do modification. And then what you do? Merge. But can you directly merge? Answer is no. What we need to create? PR. And that PR will be reviewed by team leader. And once he upload, then only it will merge to the master branch. You got the right? Both are same, Abhishek. What is the difference between main branch and master branch? Both are same. Names can be anything, but generally in real time we use a word called master because master, main meaning don't touch. Master meaning don't touch. Will you touch master? Who's your master? Touch no? I'm just kidding, sorry. Okay. Okay, so master branch is remote repository. Yes, exactly. Master branch is, where is your master branch? In your GitHub. Where is your master branch? In your GitHub. Okay. Yes, correct, Dinesh. Okay, now let's move. Okay, so is it clear here, Nana? Here? Nice. So now assume now in our master branch in GitHub. So what we have the latest code. Where is the latest code? Latest code in which branch? Master branch. Pure and latest code, error free code or not? Okay. Now my developers has developed the code and they have pushed it. Everything is good. In master branch, I have clean code. What after getting the code in GitHub? What's the next phase in DevOps? In lifecycle of DevOps, what's the next phase? Build. Fantastic. Yeah. What's the next one is? Build. Yes or no? So what we need to do Nana, after this? What we need to do? We need to build. What we need to build. Okay. So for build, which is the tool that we are using for build purpose? I already injected in your brain or not? That is how you should tell. So which is the tool used for build purpose? Maven. Without second thought, you should say. But there are so many tools are there. Yes or no? And Gradle, MS Build. There are so many tools out there. But which one you are using here? Maven. But I'm not putting all the tools. Let's put exactly what's the tool that we are learning here. So this Maven will build the entire code. What? They will build the entire code. So if the build is success, that is good. If build fails, to whom we need to talk? Developer. Simple as that. We'll tell Babu developer, build is failing. Please check. If build is pass, then we'll go to the next stage or not? After building, what's the next stage? Testing. What's the next stage here? Yes, Harish, compiling the code. Building is nothing but compiling the code, and also it will add all necessary dependencies. I told you, build meaning adding dependencies. Whatever the libraries is required, it will automatically install, download, whichever is compatible to the code. Okay. So next one is here. What is another test? Can you tell me how do you do the code review or the code review test here? By fantastic. Next one is here SonarQube. So we'll be using here SonarQube, and then what we do? We will test the code. So whether any bugs are there, any security issues are there, any vulnerabilities are there. Mainly, what is that? Vulnerabilities. So vulnerabilities are there, and also here I'll be using something called, for Docker we'll say 3D. Say that. 3D is also another tool, and then OWASP is also another tool where we'll be using for what purpose? Scanning purpose. What purpose? Scanning. Testing meaning we are not testing. Whether the functionality testing we are not doing. Who will do functionality testing? Testers will do. Whether the click is happening or not. Whenever someone open my boom pay, so when I click on scan button is opening or not, it is getting scanned or not. All these are called functional testing. Are we responsible for functional testing? What we do? We will just check in that do we have any vulnerabilities or not. We will scan it and we'll tell that any security threat is there, security issues there. Do we test it or which tool we test? Which tool will scan? SonarQube will, what it will do? It will scan. What will do? It will scan. What's the word? Say that. Scan. What's the word here? Scan. It will scan the code and it will tell you what is the problem. Clear? Okay. Now scanning is done. Everything is perfect. What's the next stage? Deploy. But before that, very good. What is that? Artifacts or not? So we will, the entire code is bundled and it got built. Once built, we'll get to all dependencies got added, all the libraries got added. And on top of it, basically this SonarQube will scan all the libraries. Not, see, developers, anyone online people, developers, is it good to download any library that is available? That is very dangerous because in that library, a lot of boochies will be there. So it is not good to just go ahead and then use the libraries whichever you want. So all these libraries will be scanned by the SonarQube and will let you know this is the problem. And you just need to give that report to developers. You are not the one who need to fix this. Remember this. Please think. If you are a DevOps engineer, behave like a DevOps engineer. Don't go and only in the testing job. Don't go in. Okay, you understand? Okay, so because I see this in real time, many people will get bothered. So they'll come and ask DevOps engineer, said, hey, DevOps engineer. So this DevOps engineer will see that security scanning is failing. What DevOps engineer will do, Macha? Tell me honestly. Does he know? He don't know about the libraries. He don't know about the code. He will just see the report and tell the developer, hey, developer, please check there is something. My code is clean. Your SonarQube is failed. Is bad. Then you will sing that song. Right? Right? So it's good. Okay, fine. Let's move on. What's the next stage here? Artifacts. Say that. So once my code is very clean, then we will have the artifacts. Tell me, which is the tool that we store our artifacts? Fantastic. Nexus. So artifacts meaning your zip files or exe files or var files. Generally we deal with which one? Which file here? Var file. Which files we generally deal with here? Var file. Because we deploy Java applications. So var files will be there. Nexus tool, not Nexus small. That is different. Okay, clear enough? Okay, finally what has happened here? So finally you have a var file with everything clean and pure. Any mark is there inside? Any security issues? Any code issues? Any bugs? Clean, fair and lovely var file. No marks. I'm not supporting or doing promotions here. No, sir, are you using fair and lovely? No, I'm not using. So, right? So, yeah, fair and handsome. Good. Yes. Okay. Okay, fine enough. So, you understand var file? Now, our var file is clean and clear or not? So, question here quickly. Sir, who will make artifacts in this lifecycle? We or developers? We. Developer will give the code. Which one? Once you see this here, Maven? This Maven will actually, the output of Maven is var file. This Maven will generate what here? Var file or exe file or zip file, whichever it is. So, this var file will be scanned by the SonarQube. And this var file will be stored inside the Nexus. Chandan, okay, Chandan? Okay, fine. Okay, Nana. So my var file is readily available. Next, what is the next phase for me? Deploy. What's the next phase here? Deploy. Deployment. Okay, so which is the tool we use for deployment? Very good. Which one? Jenkins. You have so many other things also or not? We have Bamboo, Circle CI. Don't worry about all this, but it is good all because in interviews they will ask for the alternatives. Remember, right? So it is good to have a little bit. No need to go and use the tool, but at least you should have what the alternative of this tool. So can you tell me what is Jenkins alternative? Bamboo. Say that. Bamboo, Team CT, Circle CI. All these things will be as a alternates of Jenkins. Hey, not Bamboo. Huh? So okay, fine. So Jenkins. Is it clear enough here? You're getting it? Online? Is this clear? Clear? See? Slowly. Let's go slowly. Let's have fun. Okay, now these deployments, Jenkins will do the deployment. The question is where? AWS. Where? AWS. Are we using AWS or Azure GCP? Let's talk about here what? AWS. So let's talk about AWS. In AWS, which is the service where you do the deployment? EC2. Which one here? EC2. So let me go ahead and then here assume that I have EC2. How many EC2s will be there? Multiple EC2s or not? So minimum 2, no? I'll go with 2 here. Because I don't have that space, no? So this is EC2. This is EC2. No, those who are new people, EC2 is nothing but it's a virtual machine. It's a virtual machine. Okay, so who will be deploying here? What will be deployed? Application will be deployed. Okay, so before that, here, what we need to have? We need to have Tomcat, because var files, Java projects will be deployed on which tool? Which application server? Tomcat. On the Tomcat, what we have here? Application. And this Jenkins will go and deploy to the EC2 instances. Okay, here, I don't need to touch the topic, but I'm just asking whether you know or not. So we have different types of environments, right? Can you tell me what are those environments that you know? Dev environment, test environment, pre-prod, UAT, there's so many different. So here, you tell me, this Jenkins, whatever they're doing the deployment, will you directly deploy in production? No. Where do you deploy? First, dev environment. Which environment? Dev. After that, test. After that, pre-prod or UAT, whichever it is. After that, prod. Because deployment also, if you directly deploy in your production environment, if the deployment fails, application is down or not. But that is not good directly to deploy on prod. But here we will be deploying directly. Same process for every environment or not. However you do, simply only is machines will change. This is a production environment, this is staging, this is, pre-prod, dev, test. Like this, we'll be deploying it. Okay, fine. So, okay, is this clear? Clear? Now the thing is here you are deploying on where on EC2. But previously in olden days they are deploying on a physical server. Where? Say that? Physical server. They are deploying where on the physical. What is there in the bottom? Hardware. On top of it, OS. On top of it, application. This is physical machine. So in this physical, what is there in the bottom? Hardware. On top of it, OS. On top of it, application. So Jenkins will be deploying here on the physical machine. Are we using any physical machines anymore? No. So from physical machine, which one we are using here? Virtualization. Which one we are using? Virtualization. And if you take virtualization, you have a machine. Inside this machine, what you have in the bottom? Hardware. First bottom is hardware. On top of it, hypervisor. Very good. So can I call it as host machine? Host machine. So here you have a hardware. On top of it, what on here? Hypervisor. On top of it what? Virtual machine. And each virtual machine has its own hardware, own OS, and own hardware. On top of it what? OS. On top of it what? Nice, no? Nicely fitted. Like only one virtual machine, multiple virtual machines. Obviously, multiple virtual machines. Okay. You know, right? I should be perfect in Paint because I'm not bothered about you guys. No, I'm not bothered about you. I'm bothered about your kids because your kids also should learn from my paints. Say yes. You're seeking there? Oh, seeking. Okay. Okay. Fine. So here. So do you see this here? Okay. So these are all called what? Virtual machines. Now these virtual machines in AWS we call it as what? EC2. What done here? EC2. This can be on-premises virtual machine also. This can be your EC2 instance also. This is in your AWS. So this deployment will be done on this EC2 instances. Okay, that is fine. That is till where that you know till now. Yes or no? In AWS, what did we learn? We have learned till EC2 or not? That meaning you are doing or deploying the applications inside the EC2 instance. EC2, that's a virtualization topic or not? What is virtualization? In one host machine, you can create virtual machine. In one physical machine, you are installing virtualization. On top of it, you are creating the virtual machines. Now we got another technology. On top of it. You know what is that technology? Docker. What is that? Docker. Now, understood, right? You don't know anything before. Now you see how slowly you are crawling the steps, right? Simply here, what's the next here? What we have done here? Docker. Okay, Docker, where it will be, right? Yes, Dinesh. If you take, no, definitely you should have a physical machine, or it can be virtual machine, or it can be EC2. Yes or no? If you want to install anything, you need to have a machine or not? Okay, what is there in the bottom? Hardware. Definitely hardware. On top of it, OS. On top of it, OS. Hardware. On top of it, what you have here? OS. Okay, on top of it, what are we installing? What is the software that we are installing? Docker. What is the software that we are installing here? Docker. We call it as Docker engine. Say that? Docker engine. So once you install this Docker engine, on top of it, what you can do is you can create something called containers. Remember? On top of it, what we can create here? Containers. Can I create only 3 or multiple? Multiple containers. So this Docker is already our EC2 instance is virtualized. Inside the virtualization, again, virtualization concept is called Docker. So the good thing is here, these containers, if you have EC2, yes, I mean, this can be EC2. If you have EC2 instance, that needs hardware, that needs operating system or not? That need operating system, and then you deploy. But whereas here in containers, no operating system. Directly you can put a application. Very light or not? Very light or not? EC2 meaning you have operating system, on top of it you need to put application. Oh, there's so much of thing operating system meaning. But whereas Docker meaning you just create a container without a operating system. Directly in that container, what we have? Application. What we are here? Application. Yes, this is called. Okay, I'll talk. So guys, here we call it as monolithic. What was that? If it is EC2 instance, we call it as here monolithic. When you're going to this concept, we call it as here microservices. Say that here, microservice. But I'll talk about this difference between monolithic and microservice in coming Docker sections, not here. But when you are using this Docker concept, then which is the topic that we get here? Microservice. Say that. No, so to just give you one quick information. So quick information. You see, all these concepts are there. No, you tell me, is it good to have all these modules in one server? You tell me, is it good to keep all these modules in one server? If that server goes down, my entire boom is gone or not? You have PhonePe. In PhonePe, you have payments and then insurance, train ticket, travel, credit score, everything is there. Do you think all these modules are hosted in one server? Every module is hosted as a service. What service? Microservice. Payment is one microservice. Credit insurance is one more microservice. Another one billing is another microservice. So just in case if one microservice goes down, only that microservice goes down. The rest everything will be working. That is the difference between monolithic. Monolithic meaning having all services in one application, one single code. But microservice meaning separate code. You're getting it? So here, using this Docker, we can go with what here? Microservices. And these containers are very lightweight or not? Very lightweight because it doesn't have any operating system. It's very lightweight. Okay, fine. Now, you have how many containers here? For example, 3 or 30 containers. And if you manage multiple containers, can you manage multiple containers in one shot here? Yes, you can manage. Who said no? We have concept on Docker Swarm. Say that? Docker Swarm. So using this, we'll learn later. Dinesh, concentrate on the overview first. All the definitions and all what is Docker and all, etc. I'll teach in Docker concept, but here please try to understand. So what is this here concept called here? Docker Swarm. Docker Swarm meaning is concept called here clusters. So you can manage multiple Dockers or one cluster contain multiple containers here. But Docker Swarm is not a super hit concept. People are not using it in real time. But I'll be teaching Docker Swarm also here. But the thing is here, the main problem what I know here in Docker is very big mistake, no? Very big mistake, no? Can you manage multiple? You cannot manage multiple clusters. You cannot manage multiple containers, right? And there is no auto scaling. To overcome this concept, Google came up with a new tool called Kubernetes. Who's the owner of Kubernetes? Google, right? Yeah. So that's why, guys. That's why. So we are not using much. We are using it, but just a second. But you got it here, guys. Everyone online. So one by one, how it is getting evaluated. Okay. See, next what we have done here. That's a problem. That's why I'll come to that point. Guys, I need a few more minutes. Don't give the class online people because it's very important. See here. I need to finish this. Okay. After that, on top of it, you have hardware, OS, everything. Same thing. So you have a hardware and all, but I'm not putting all those things. Here we have which concept here we got here? Kubernetes. Say that. Kubernetes. So also called as K8. Say that. Also called as K8. In this K8, mainly you can manage clusters. Say that here. Easily you can manage cluster. But it is Docker is very easy to install, very easy to set up. Whereas Kubernetes is a little bit hard. Not hard with me. There's nothing called hard concept. Everything is easy. But compared to Docker, this Kubernetes setting up is a little bit difficult. But you have automation tools, automation scripts. But here we have a concept called in Kubernetes. We have a concept called pods. Say that. Pod. Say that. Pod. So here, this is a pod. You can create pods. What are the pod contains? Containers. What are the pod container? So you can easily manage pods and then super auto scaling you have here. Super auto scaling. Easily you can manage the clusters. Easily you can manage your applications. Easily you can manage the deployments. Easily you can do everything. Right? So what is this here? Kubernetes. Now tell me guys, this Jenkins will do the deployment where? Inside the physical machine. Jenkins will do the deployment in physical machines. Jenkins can also do the deployment in EC2, and Jenkins can also do the deployment in Docker. Jenkins can also do the deployment in Kubernetes. So here, finally, application can be where? Deployed in where? Physical machine, EC2, I mean, okay, like Dockers and Kubernetes. Got it? And all these things, okay, see here, now, see, very important. Online in a few more minutes, don't leave the class, okay? So now what happens is, I mean, pod and containers both are same. Pod contains container. One more extra layer will come in Kubernetes called pod. Inside the pod, what do you have? Containers. Okay, see, don't worry about the deeper topic. When we go, we learn there. Okay. Now see here, this developer has pushed the code and committed the code. Whenever code got committed, automatically what will happen? Build automatically, test automatically, artifact automatically deployment will be happening. Yes or no? So each and every tool need to get integrated or not? And if you're integrating each tool, that is called continuous integration. What we call here? Continuous integration. And if you're continuously deploying onto the machine side, that is called continuous deployment. And what is this called? CI/CD. CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline. Okay, I just want to introduce one more important two things. Okay, now you have your application on EC2 or in Docker or in Kubernetes. Let's say you want to modify some files or you want to install some software in your remote machines. That machine can be a pod also, that container also, that can be EC2 also. For that, we have a tool. What is the tool? What is the configuration management tool? What is that? Ansible. Say that. Ansible. In Ansible, we write something called playbooks. Say that. Say that on here. Playbook. Say that. So using this Ansible, what we do is any kind of configuration changes can be done on the EC2 instances, or it can be done on your Dockers, or it can be done anywhere basically. Yes or no? Okay, fine. And if you want to deploy, guys, if you want to create your entire infrastructure automatically, which is the tool that we use? Which is the tool that we use? Everyone. Terraform. We call it as infrastructure as a code. So which is the tool that we are using here? Terraform. Which is the code on here? Terraform. We call it as infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. So using this, your entire infrastructure can be, or you can launch EC2 instances. You can set up the entire Kubernetes using Terraform. You can set up your entire Dockers using Terraform. Okay. Is it clear getting this, guys? Okay. So now, if you want to monitor all these things, what we need to have? We need to have the monitoring tools. What we need to have here? Monitoring tools. Can you tell me what are the monitoring tools that we use? So Grafana, right? And so yes, we will use this. And we have so many tools like what? Splunk is there, Datadog is there, right? And we can do a lot of things using this. So if you want to monitor, we use here monitoring tools. Now, guys, see here quickly. This Kubernetes you need to install on EC2 instance or not? Everyone, this Kubernetes you need to install on EC2 instance. Docker you need to install on EC2. Right? Everything is on EC2 instance or not? What happened if EC2 instance goes down? The entire Kubernetes is gone. Entire Kubernetes is gone. One Kubernetes cluster, meaning it has many applications inside it. For that reason, our AWS came up with super extraordinary topic called EKS. Elastic Kubernetes Service, where it is completely serverless. You know to manage create cluster. Directly go to EKS and create cluster. Cluster is managed by whom? AWS. You know to install Dockers. We have something called ECS. Say that. ECS, Elastic Container Service. And in Dockers, all the images are stored in Docker Hub. But here, all the images are stored in ECR, Elastic Container Registry. Images will be Docker images will be stored in ECR. No need Terraform. We have here Cloud Formation. But Cloud Formation is only for AWS. No need Jenkins. We had code build. What is that? No need Jenkins. In AWS, if you want to deploy the applications, no need to install Jenkins. Jenkins will be installed on EC2 instance. But here we have something called what? Code build. Where do we create pipelines? In Jenkins only we create pipelines. But here we have something called in AWS code pipeline. Say that. In AWS manage the code pipeline. No need Nexus. We have S3. No need GitHub. We have code commit. Sorry, it's not code deploy. So code build. Code build is for building and deployment is for code deploy. So for each and everything, there is a alternate services in AWS. I'll be teaching that also. No one is saying thank you. You don't get this anywhere. 100%. It will fetch itself. Right? So you understand, guys? Now you all understood. Do you see this everything? Guys, code pipeline meaning in Jenkins. See here, last. In Jenkins, what we create? We create a pipeline. Yes or no? We create a pipeline. Pipeline, you tell me, pipeline is the integration of which one? GitHub. Next, Maven. Next, Sonar. Next, Super. Nexus. Next, EC2 or Docker or Kubernetes. This is called pipeline. In Jenkins, we set up this. Whereas in AWS, we have something called code pipeline. Code pipeline. In code pipeline, again, we don't need GitHub. What we have? Code commit and code build. And then we have some for testing. There is a for testing. That's fine. So and then we have here S3. And then we have code deploy. And then you can directly deploy to where? EC. Yes. Yes or no? Dockers or EKA. Yes. This is AWS pipeline. Fantastic, no? Clear, no? So do you guys, everyone online, do you see everything, your entire DevOps in single pane? That in Kubernetes, that is a deployment thing. Clear? Do you see this anywhere? Everything in one shot. So for that, people are missing with the dots. Sir, we use many tools, know how it is getting connected. So all these things we use CI/CD, that means continuous integrate all these tools and we deploy it. Clear? No? Super. Sorry, I took 13 minutes extra, but it's worth to take it, right? So any questions online or take a screenshot? Silently injected. Very good. Well explained. Port trainer will be in Docker. Any questions? Yes. The DevOps engineer, what he do is he will be handling this entire pipeline, integrating all these things, setting up all these things, and managing it. Okay. Super. Nana. So tomorrow class will be there, of course. Tomorrow regular class. And then any questions online? How is the class? Ansible. If